Okay, so this is just a little overview of Microsoft Office basics, okay? Right now I already have some Word documents open, but I'm just going to go to the Start menu, okay? And you see I have pinned to the Start menu Microsoft Word. So I'm going to select that, right? And I get a new document. Mine right now is not maximized, meaning it's not as big as it possibly can be. So I'm going to go up here to the top, right, and drag it up, and now it'll expand to fill the entire window. Let's go over a few parts of um, the view you're seeing right now. Okay, this piece is called the ribbon. Okay, and it's a change. It may look different than the last time you used Office products. It feels a little different when you first change over to using the ribbon style, but you'll get used to it and be able to do that. Okay? Now, this is the program icon for Word. Okay? This would be a quick save button. Alright? Again, here you have your document title and the program you're using. This is the minimize button. Okay, this lets you restore down. We could make it smaller again. And that's the close button, right? Here is the file tab. Okay, it's blue. The file tab is always blue, right? And then there are other tabs. Right now the home tab is active, but if I click on the word page layout, then I'll change to the page layout tab. Okay, a lot of options there. Okay. There are other things, quick links here. This one would be undo. Right now it says I can't undo because I haven't done anything. And this one would be repeat. It says I can't repeat because I haven't done anything. Okay. These are some views I can toggle between here, and I can hover over them to see what they are. This would be my zoom control, and I can zoom in and out, okay, whichever size I need to be. Here on the side is the scroll bar, so I can move up and down. And here where the cursor is blinking is what would be my insertion point. That's where I can start working. Okay, you see I have my view set up so that I can see my rulers on the top and on the side. That's a personal preference and how I prefer things, okay? Don't forget that you have your help button here, okay, just like all Office products. I never use this button, but it minimizes the ribbon. It's not how I prefer to see things, but that is the way some people want to increase their workspace, okay? Now there are a couple of things here just that in general exist all over, so I want you to see. This is an icon, okay, and it has a little, it's a button with a little separate arrow, okay? So I can click here and just do whatever it says, but I can click on that arrow portion, okay, and I get some options. So I just want you to know that when you see the icon and the arrow, you can either just use the icon or you can use the arrow and get some features. Alright, and you'll see on several of these this little box with an arrow in the corner. Here, here, here. Okay, and if you clicked in those places, things would expand and you could see more choices there. Okay, so everywhere that exists, you can click and see more stuff. Alright? Okay, so now if I want to continue working in this document, let's just pretend that I'm going to type my name and my course. Name, number, and title. Okay, and I'm also going to type the department I work in. Well, if my fingers will work right, I'm going to. Okay. Now you can see that I've typed these things here, and maybe I've decided, oh, I meant to type General Engineering Technology before I typed my course name. Okay, so there are a couple of ways I can move that. Of course, I could just delete it and retype it, but a faster way might be to select it, all right, then cut it and paste. So I'm going to click at the beginning, hold my mouse down, and drag it across there, okay? Now when I do that, I've selected that text and it's highlighted. Now I'd like to cut it, so I'm going to go, that feature is on the Home tab, and I love the little picture of the scissors there, so I click Cut, alright? And now I click again with my mouse where I want to put it in. Alright, so I'm going to click at the beginning of that line, because that's where I want to put it in, and now I want to click Paste. Alright, now if I wanted to change the options, I could click the arrow to pull it down, but I just want to paste regular, so I'm going to click Paste, and there it inserted the text, and I'm good to go again. Alright, now just to show you that there are lots of ways you can change this, you see right now I have the default display. This is how documents immediately are formatted for me. This is the styles box, okay, and there are lots of options here, and you can see because the arrow is pointing down that there are a lot of rows of that. Okay, so if I just look at this, alright, you see that I can kind of visualize what a lot of different things look like there, okay, and as I hover over, you see it changes the lines, okay, here to kind of show me what the different pieces would look like, okay, so that would be intense quote. Oh, I could change that to title. Alright, kind of like the way that looks, so I'm gonna leave that as title, and all I was clicked on that line. Now I don't think I like the way this looks, so I think I'll select both those lines and pull down again and see what I like to go with them. Now I can scroll through line by line, or I can do the arrow with the line and I can see all of them, okay, and then I could put that down as, oh, I like the way that subtitle looks, or maybe do I want it to be strong, intense emphasis, book title, list paragraph, no spacing, subtle emphasis. I think I like subtitle, so I'm going to do that. Okay, I didn't have to change the size of the font or the formatting. All those things changed automatically for me. Okay, I have options about how I can do that. I can change a lot of things, but that's the Styles tab. Okay, and I can find a lot of options under there. Right, so let's look. Okay, that appears to be my last line in my document. So now if I hit enter, okay, I've changed back to the normal formatting by default there, and I can do a lot of different things. I can begin to type paragraph or whatever I want to. So this is my first assignment in this class. I need to learn to use Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. Okay, you can see that when I misspell, and I'm intentionally misspelling this time, you may have noticed it changed. That one's misspelled so often that when I misspelled it and hit the space, it changed it automatically. Okay, but let's change it this time to be misspell, okay? And it doesn't recognize that as misspelled, but it's put a red squiggly line under it to say, hey, I don't know that word. So if I click anywhere inside that word, and then right click inside it, it tries to give me options of what the word might be. It may get it right, it may not, okay? Until I added Orzechowski to the dictionary, it put a red squiggly line under my name every time, okay? So when I misspell a word, it tries to help me. Okay, so you can see that those are some options there. Okay, so we have this ready now. Let's say that I was ready to save this because I wanted to save it to my documents, and then I think I might want to attach it to an email later. So I go File, and I can do Save. Okay, but I also could have used this little quick link, Save. All right, and the last place I saved something was in EGR 110. Okay, and so I'm just going to put it in the, I'm going to name it My First Document. Okay, and I click Save, and it saves it, and now you can see where it said Untitled before it has the name of the document. If you misspell something in there, it's going to be misspelled. You can change the name of it, that's no problem. Alright, so now let's say I go ahead and close that one. And I think, oh, I didn't mean to close it, I want to reopen it. Well, I have this other Word document open, and if I go File, alright, and they call this the Backstage View. Really not a big deal whether you know Backstage View to me or not, but this is Save As, Open. I could open it there. I could close this document here. I can choose to look about these things. You can see the versions I have of this. Right, so I can click Recent here, and lots of things I've done recently show up. And you can see that I have a lot of recent documents and recent places. But the one I want was the last one. So I'm going to click My First Document, and it pops right back up. All the Office products have this File Recent. I find it very handy, okay? The other one that is quite useful is Options. There are things under here you can customize, and you have lots of options available there. It's generally better, unless you're a more proficient user, just leave it with the general options, okay? So I'll hit cancel there. Alright, so my document's saved and it's ready to go. So there you kind of have your first introduction to Office and using Office.